Integrity is the badge of honor that you will wear once you become integrated in the Spirit. Integrity is the badge of honor that will be bestowed upon you when you conquer all of your demons. Integrity is the badge of honor that will be placed upon you when you decide to crush all of your shortcomings and rise to a higher level. This is not something that is abstract. This is something that is completely doable in everybody's life. You have to integrate and incorporate the spirituality of positivity, of optimism, and of a entirely new approach towards thinking about the future. Whereas before you might have thought, okay, maybe I'll go to college, I'll get a girlfriend, have a wife, and kids, family, get a job, get a salary, everything like that. Now it's almost like with technology advancing so fast, it's like, yes, everything that was prior was important, but now we have this added layer of we don't know what's going to happen. So you have to fall back on the things that have been most solid in humanity's existence that have allowed people to thrive. So I say faith is one of them. You have to believe in something, whether it be the Buddha, whether it be the Christ. Also, there's a little bit of blurry lines that happen when people decide they're going to not embrace morality to the full, when they decide they're going to not go to church on Sunday and also not go to class on Monday. So what I mean by that is not having the self-respect to show up in the pew. Now, the pew can be of your making, but just make it something that you can respect for yourself. That's important to me. That's important for me to see you do. Because I believe in you and I care about you. And there's a little bit of a misunderstanding that happens when I get up to speak. People say, I don't have the right, I don't have the authority to do it. And that may be true in some instances. But when I know what I'm talking about, you better all listen, because there's some wisdom here that I'm trying to transpose into the next generation. Be brave as a lion. Be brave as a person. Do not be afraid to take risks. But more importantly, do not be afraid to be yourself. Because if you are afraid to be yourself in the world, then you have no voice. And if you have no voice, you don't have anything. Because the voice is the key to your character. And if people aren't allowed to understand your voice, they're not going to be allowed to see your character. So fine-tune that voice. Make it incredibly crystal clear what I'm saying to you. Because there's a myriad of people out in the world that are willing to trample your voice. And when a man has his voice trampled, there's going to be some retaliation happening sometime, someplace. So the advice that I would give to you would be to hold on to your voice, first and foremost, but also allow your voice to reveal your character in a positive manner. Because deep down, everybody has a positive nature, right? There's a negative nature of man, there's a positive nature of man. What you have to do is to shine the diamond of the good nature, to let it shine towards the whole world, right? To shine out onto the whole world. And this is incredibly important, I think, especially in this day and age, because a lot of people have lost their identity. And we don't have a North Star to point towards to say, okay, that direction, that's where we go. Because we as a civilization have lost our soul. Okay, but what do you do with that? How do you solve that problem? It starts, number one, within yourself. If every single person decided to have some sort of interior life for maybe 5 or 10 minutes a day, which is not that much to ask on your commute to work or before you go to bed at night, your moral character will improve. Your conscience will be exposed to yourself, and you will be able to see, okay, maybe this is what I need to work on. This is where I'm lacking. And the stuff that you're lacking in, decide and make the decision to compute that into something that's gold, right? To transmute that into something that's gold. It's almost like alchemy. It's like alchemy of the soul, where you see your interior life and you see that's a pitfall. That's where I stepped on a snake where I shouldn't have stepped on a snake. That's when I got bit. You see all the pitfalls, and then you say, okay, I'm not going to do that again. Not because I didn't learn from it, but precisely because I did learn from it. And it almost killed me interiorly, maybe even physically. I guess the point that I'm trying to relay to y'all, which I think is completely reasonable to relate to people, because I've been taught a few things by some very knowledgeable mentors. This whole conversation is to encourage and to invite you to become the best version of yourself. Whatever that entails, that's what you need to do to build a rock-solid foundation for a quality life. Money can get you only so far. Status can only get you so far. Clout can only get you so far. At the end of the day, what's important is how you lived your life, how you treated people, and how you treated yourself. Meaning, did you take the time to work on yourself and to become that better version of yourself, the best version that you can be? So in summation, I would say, don't take the cliche and run with it, because that will get you in a globe where you can't break out of that globe. Instead, take the more genuine approach of being free in spirit, so that you're not trapped in a globe of cliche, right? The motivation, you can do anything, right? It's a little bit rose-tinted glasses, you know? But what isn't rose-tinted glasses is the actuality of hope. Because hope has been a philosophical construct that has proven results. And hope isn't a cliche, it's real. Right? That's the radical optimism that a very famous touring artist decided to call her tour. But it's true. Optimism is a power move. So there is only one thing that I can relate to you, and it's that I want you to be optimistic. Because optimism builds a brighter future. Peace out.